Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it is day 2 of our August release. Hey everybody, so I am using our rounded tag dies, our stitched square dies, our coffee art stamp set, our doily dies, our scallop circle dies, our stitched circle dies, scalloped ovals, stitched ovals, and we are also using our new floral coffee art stamp set, which is beautiful. And I don't have it in my hands, so I can't share it with you live, but there it is. So this is the floral coffee art that I colored with Copics. They'll all be listed on my blog. I cut it out on my brother's Scan and Cut with a 0.4 border. There are outline dies available. I just didn't have them in my hot little hands yet. And those are the two sentiments that I already pre-stamped and cut out using the stitched ovals and circles. I'm using Echo Park's 12-inch coffee paper line. Now this is a piece of Paper Tray Ink olive cardstock, 4.25 by 8.5, scored at 4.25 for a perfectly square card. So I cut the stitched square dies. I used that same pad of paper, or pattern paper, sorry, the 12-inch line of coffee paper from Echo Park. And I cut it out at 4 inches. That's a 4-inch square. And then I cut 4 1/8 out of the pink paper from that paper line, just so I have some layers going on my card. Now I'm going to stick that down onto my card base using my ATG tape. And there we go. Now I always score my cards using a Teflon bone folder and my Martha Stewart scoreboard. So I always cut all my dies out using my Gemini machine too. Now here are, again, this is the rounded tag die. And then the layer I cut out using that same pink paper from that 12-inch paper line, Echo Park's coffee line. And I'm just going to lay that down on top of the olive cardstock from Paper Tray Ink. There we go. Now this is not a combo of colors I would have normally chosen, but this was in the pad, so that's what I went with when I was choosing my markers to do the coloring of this beautiful cup and, you know, the flowers and everything. There we go. So there's the topper for that. So fun stuff. I loved it. So I went ahead and I cut out 2 of the doilies, the biggest and the smallest, using vellum. And now I've got my scalloped ovals and circles cut out of that same olive branch. Actually, it's called olive branch. Sorry, guys. Olive branch cardstock from Paper Tray Ink. And I'm just laying down my sentiments on top of those, gluing them with my art glitter glue. There we go. So fast and easy stuff. There we are. And now I'm going to do some stamping with this this fall, or what is it called? Coffee art. And I'm taking this little decorative heart. I guess it would be like if you're having a latte and they do a little design. So I'm using my anti-static powder tool, and I'm going to stamp that in the center of the largest cup using Ink on 3's Juicy Ink. And then I am going to just stamp it down. You see that I'm working on a Stampin' Up pad, so it gives a little bit of cushion while I'm stamping. And I'm using Simon Says Stamps Ultra Fine Cream embossing powder. So there we go, which kind of goes with the theme. It's cream on your coffee, right? And then I do that over a coffee filter all the time. And then I'm going to use my Marvy heat tool just to melt this powder. So easy stuff. I did take my time coloring these flowers. Like I said, all the colors will be listed on my blog. And I did put some highlights here and there using my Secure white jelly roll pen in a number 10. So now I am adding a piece of bright white Nina 65-pound cardstock. Just cut it 4 inches square to the inside of the card, just to give me somewhere to write. And then I've got a 1-inch strip of leftover paper from that paper, I keep wanting to call it a paper pad, from that paper line. And I'm just going to lay it across my card there, just to give it a little something decorative, and then I will trim off the overhang with my scissors. There we go. That's about 1 inch wide. There. So now I'm going to quickly add my vellum to the front of my card base, and I kind of want to offset it a little bit, as I'm not going to be putting a sentiment on the front of this big card. So now I'm going to pop up this gorgeous coffee cup with some 3M foam tape. And I will stick it in the lower right-hand corner, kind of covering up, because you can see through vellum. So I only put the adhesive behind where it's going to be covered up. That was the plan. So there we go. Isn't that beautiful? I love these flowers. I chose all the colors so it would match with the paper line. And I really like how it turned out. It's really pretty. I really wish I would have gotten the outline dies in time because I would have preferred to cut it out with a die, but I did cut it out using my brother's Scan and Cut with a 0.4 border, like I said. Now I'm going to add the sentiment to the inside. And what it says is, "You are so beautiful," which is kind of fun, for your coffee lovers or tea lovers out there. So now I'm adding on the smallest little doily that I cut out of vellum again. I'll be adding that to my tag, but first I'm going to add my sentiment. I'm just going to apply some adhesive to half of it. Oh, actually I did stick it down. Sorry guys. I stuck down the vellum doily, and then I'm going to add the sentiment, but I'm only putting adhesive behind what's sticking to the tag. I don't want to have any adhesive on the hangover bit. Now I'm going to pop up this miniature cup. It's basically the same with some 3M foam tape again, and we will pop that up on that doily. And I really love these. These are so beautiful. You can choose your own color scheme to go with whatever you're doing. It would be beautiful. I just love it. I don't even drink coffee and I love this. I think it would be beautiful. You could just pretend it's tea. That's what I'm going to do. There we go. And this sentiment says, "Stay beautiful." So now these are two, I don't know if you remember, these pins were kind of all the rage back in the day. I believe these are from Maya Road, and I'm sticking them into the foam tape in behind the cup that I colored. So that's one plus to using dimensional foam. There we go. Isn't that pretty? So one's kind of a crystal, one's got like the triple pearl kind of look and in kind of like the ivory. And then that's the inside. It's beautiful. So now I'm going to do the same thing to my tag, except for I'm using a leaf. I believe that's a close to my heart one. I sort of collected these over the years. And then this is a little pink heart that I believe is Maya Road. So I'm just going to put that in, sticking it into the foam tape. Isn't that fun? So now I am using some May Arts lace. It's a lace ribbon. I don't even think it has a title on it, but it's kind of like an ivory lace. And then I've got an ivory American Crafts satin ribbon that I'm going to run down the center of it. And I'm going to feed that through the hole. And I'm just going to try and center everything so I can tie it up. There we go. Isn't it pretty? I just love it. And it kind of looks like kind of Victorian or something with the floral cup. And I think it looks really pretty. Now, I don't know if I'd mail these cards with pins in them. These might be hand-delivered type cards, to be honest. But you could probably mail them maybe in a bubble envelope. But there we go. You'd be paying extra nevertheless. So now this is some Stampin' Up! Ribbon. And I'm just going to give that a tie. I'm actually tying the bow today. You got to write this down, people. Usually I use my Bow Easy, but today I'm tying it. So watch out and see how long it takes me. It's terrible. I'm not really that great of a bow tire, and when I do tie them, it takes me forever. So I'm just trying to straighten out my ribbon and, floof it, make it look pretty. There we go. And I will trim the tails with these scissors. These are my dedicated fabric scissors for ribbon and stuff like that. There we go. And I will cut all of these little tails on an angle. And I think the tag turned out really pretty. It would be beautiful on a birthday present, I think, or Mother's Day, something like that. So there we go. Isn't that pretty? So now I'm going to be using my art glitter glue, and I'm going to add some of the same pearls I used yesterday from Lucy's Things, Little Things from Lucy's cards, pearls in the soft ivory mix. And I'm just going to add a mixture of them with my Studio Katia embellishment wand here. And I'm just going to add some to my card here and there. I like to put an odd number, and like I said, zhuzh things up a little bit with a little bit of glam. Got to add some pearls. I don't think I've used this many pearls in forever, but the last two, today and yesterday, it was pearls. So there you go. There we are. So beautiful release. I'm loving the coffee word dies that came out. They're amazing. I believe the gnome, there's some gnome images today that came out that were unreal. And you know how I love my gnomes, but I decided to do this coffee cup and kind of play with my Copics a little bit. I'm not that great of a Copic colorer, but you know, I do my best. I'm not a professional. So if you look closely, my shadows aren't great, but you know, I think it's a win that they're there at all. There we go. So I'm just adding, like I said, a few more little pearls with a few little daubs of glue there from my Art Glitter glue. And then that's about it. Isn't it pretty? Oh, it's so gorgeous. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog and be inspired by all the whole design team. They've rocked it as usual. And, you know, maybe check out how you can get this whole release in your hot little hands early. Thank you so much. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow in my next video. Bye, everyone.